The leather seat is cold against my bare thighs, and the man sitting 18 inches away from me smells like gunpowder and expensive cologne. I notice the gunpowder smell first because I'm a veterinary nurse, and we use a similar acrid scent to sedate aggressive dogs. The cologne I notice second because it's the kind that costs more than my rent. The blood on his knuckles I notice third, which is when my brain finally screams at me to get out of this car. But the Uber's already moving, the storm outside is apocalyptic, and the driver, a 60-something woman named Martha who has a 5-star rating and a bobblehead Jesus on her dashboard, seems completely unfazed by her other passenger. "You two heading to the same area?" Martha asks cheerfully, windshield wipers losing their battle against the rain. "Figured I'd bundle the rides. Surge pricing is criminal tonight." "Downtown," I manage, my voice steadier than I feel. "Same," the man says. His voice is dark honey and granite. It's the kind of voice that makes you listen, that makes you obey without quite knowing why. I don't look directly at him. I'm still processing the blood. "Perfect. See, everything works out." Martha navigates through a flooded intersection like she's driving a tank. "You two know each other?" "No," I say quickly. "Not yet," he says. I make the mistake of glancing at him then. He's already looking at me. His eyes are the color of espresso, so dark the pupil nearly disappears, and they're cataloging every inch of my face with the intensity of someone memorizing a target. My stomach does something complicated. "I'm Kai," he says, and extends his right hand, the one without blood on it. I stare at his hand. It's a good hand, objectively speaking. Strong, elegant fingers. A signet ring on his middle finger that catches the streetlights. The kind of hand that could hurt someone badly. The kind of hand that already has tonight based on the evidence. "Emma," I hear myself say, and then I'm shaking his hand because my Midwestern upbringing won't let me be rude, even to a possible murderer. His grip is firm, warm, and he holds on exactly 1 second longer than appropriate. Long enough for my pulse to spike. Long enough for him to feel it. His mouth curves slightly, not quite a smile. "You're afraid of me," he observes, releasing my hand. "I'm cautious of strangers with bloody knuckles," I correct. "There's a difference." "Is there?" "One is rational, the other is prejudiced." I fish hand sanitizer from my purse because I don't know what else to do with my hands. "You could have gotten that blood anywhere. Bar fight, helping an accident victim, aggressive handshake." "Which one do you think it is?" I meet his eyes again. This is stupid. I should lie, deflect, change the subject. None of those. His smile becomes real this time, and it transforms his face from dangerously handsome to absolutely devastating. "Smart girl." "Smart would have been waiting for the next Uber." "There wasn't going to be a next Uber," Martha interjects, taking a turn that makes my stomach lurch. "You see this storm? End times weather. My herald says it's climate change, but I think it's all those billionaires with their rockets poking holes in the atmosphere." Thunder cracks so loud the car shakes. The streetlights flicker once, twice, and then die completely. Martha swears in a way that seems incompatible with dashboard Jesus. Emergency lights from buildings cast everything in red and shadow. In that crimson darkness, Kai's face looks carved from stone, beautiful and merciless. "You work at City Pet Hospital," he says. It's not a question. Every survival instinct I have starts screaming. "How do you know that?" "Your scrubs. Logo on the pocket." I look down. He's right. I'm still wearing my work scrubs under my jacket because I'd been running late, and the emergency C-section on Mrs. Patterson's bulldog had gone long, and I'd barely made it out before the storm hit. It's a reasonable observation, but the way he said it, like he's collecting data, building a file, makes my skin prickle. "You were working late," he continues, "running to your Uber, no umbrella. You're soaked." I am. My hair is plastered to my skull, my jacket is dripping onto Martha's seat covers, and I'm probably going to get a cold. But I don't like that he noticed. I don't like how much he's noticed. "Observant," I say carefully. "It's a useful skill." "In what profession?" His smile returns. darker this time. Several. Martha takes a corner too fast, and suddenly Kai and I are pressed together, his shoulder against mine, his thigh burning hot against my leg. He doesn't move away. Neither do I. And I don't know why. He smells like violence and luxury, and underneath it all, something else. Cinnamon, maybe, or cardamom. Something that reminds me of my grandmother's kitchen, of safety and warmth, which is completely insane because this man is the opposite of safe. Sorry. Martha rights the car. Hydroplaning, streets are a mess. Kai still hasn't moved away. We're stopped at a red light, one of the few still working, and in the glow I can see the blood on his knuckles more clearly. Split skin over his middle and ring fingers. Fresh, maybe an hour old. You should clean that, I tell him. It could get infected. Worried about me, Emma? The way he says my name, slowly, like he's tasting it, does something to my nervous system that should be illegal. I'm a medical professional, I say primly. Occupational hazard. Animals, he clarifies. You treat animals. Same principles apply. Infection doesn't discriminate. No, he agrees, his voice dropping lower. It doesn't. We're not talking about infections anymore. I don't know what we're talking about, but the air in the car has changed, thickened, charged with something that makes my breath shallow. The light turns green. Martha accelerates. The rain intensifies, drumming on the roof like bullets. This is biblical, Martha mutters. Absolutely biblical. You two got somewhere safe to stay? Because if the flooding gets worse, they're going to start closing roads. Her phone rings through the car's speakers. She answers with a button on the steering wheel. Martha, thank God. A man's panicked voice fills the car. Where are you? The basement is flooding. I can't find the water shutoff, and Mittens is on top of the refrigerator screaming, Harold, I'm working. The water heater is making a sound like it's gonna explode. Martha's face does something complicated. She looks at us through the rearview mirror. I am so sorry, but I have to go, Kai says immediately. Handle your emergency. But I'm supposed to get you to... We'll manage. Drop us at the next safe location. The Gramercy Hotel is 2 blocks up, Martha says desperately. I can at least get you somewhere dry. Perfect. It's not perfect. It's the opposite of perfect. Being dropped at a hotel with a bleeding stranger during a biblical storm is a horror movie premise, not a solution. But Martha's already pulling up to the Gramercy's covered entrance, and Harold is still yelling about Mittens and the water heater, and somehow I'm being ushered out of the car with Kai's hand on my lower back, guiding me. His touch burns through my wet scrubs. You two stay safe. Martha's car disappears into the storm before I can object. I'm standing under the hotel awning, dripping and stunned, next to a man I met 15 minutes ago. The doorman is eyeing us with the particular suspicion reserved for people who look like they crawled out of a river. Well, I say, because someone has to say something. This is awkward. Kai's looking at his phone. His face has gone completely expressionless, which is somehow more frightening than any emotion would be. Problem? I ask. Several. He glances at me, and there's calculation in his eyes now. Decision-making. How attached are you to your evening plans? I was going to feed my cat and watch reality TV. Why? Because I need you to do me a favor. Every self-preservation instinct I have screams no. I don't know you. I know. You could be anyone. A criminal. A psychopath. I'm not going to hurt you, Emma. That's exactly what someone who wants to hurt me would say. His mouth curves again, and there's something almost fond in his expression. Fair, but if I wanted to hurt you, I could have done it in the car. Martha wouldn't have stopped me. This is objectively true and completely terrifying. Not helping your case, I inform him. He steps closer. Not threatening. There's 2 feet of space still between us, but suddenly I'm very aware of his size. He's not massive, but he's tall, maybe 6'2", and built like someone who knows exactly how to use his body as a weapon. I need to meet someone here, he says quietly. In the restaurant. Business. But the person I'm meeting, They won't be comfortable if I'm alone. So you need a date. I laugh, but it sounds slightly hysterical. You're asking me to be your fake date. Shield, he corrects. You make me look less dangerous. Do I? His eyes travel over me slowly. My soaked scrubs, my sneakers with cartoon dogs on them, my crossbody purse shaped like a cat head. I look exactly like what I am. A 28-year-old veterinary nurse who still shops in the juniors section and thinks wine over $10 is fancy. Yes, he says simply. You do. This is insane. Probably. I should walk away right now. You should. Why aren't you trying harder to convince me? Something flickers in his expression. Because if you're smart, you will walk away. And I think you're very smart, Emma. It's a test, or a challenge, or maybe just honesty, which is somehow the most disturbing option. I look at the storm. The street is a river now. The Uber app on my phone shows a 2-hour wait minimum. My apartment is 45 minutes away on a good day. I look at Kai, his bloody knuckles, his expensive watch, the way he holds himself like someone accustomed to being obeyed. 1 hour, I hear myself say. I sit with you for 1 hour, make you look non-threatening, and then you arrange for me to get home safely. Done. And you buy me dinner, good dinner, not hotel bar peanuts. Done. And you tell me what's really going on. He pauses. No. Then no deal. We stare at each other. The rain pounds. The doorman clears his throat pointedly. Partial truth, Kai finally says. I'll tell you what I can. It's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. But my shoes are squelching, I'm starting to shiver, and there's something in his eyes, something raw underneath all that control, that makes me believe he won't actually hurt me. I'm either intuitive or suicidal. I honestly don't know which. Fine, I say. But I need to change. I'm not meeting your business associate looking like a drowned rat. You look, he stops himself. Like a drowned rat? Beautiful. The word hangs between us, completely unexpected. He said it matter-of-factly, the way someone might comment on the weather, but his eyes have gone darker, more intense. My face heats. This is stupid. I'm standing in soaked scrubs with a dangerous stranger who just called me beautiful, and my body's response is to blush like I'm in a Victorian novel. You need better taste, I mutter, pushing past him toward the hotel entrance. He follows. Of course he follows. His hand returns to my lower back, and this time I let it stay there because I'm cold and he's warm, and I'm apparently making a series of terrible decisions tonight. The lobby is all marble and gold, the kind of place where my cartoon dog sneakers squeak obscenely. The front desk clerk looks at us with barely concealed horror. We need a room, Kai says. His credit card is already on the counter. Black card. Unlimited. Just one? The clerk asks, eyebrows climbing. 2, I say quickly. 1, Kai says over me. 2 beds. There are no double rooms available. We have a king suite. That's fine. It's not fine, I hiss at him. He looks at me with something that might be amusement. You need to change. I need to make a phone call. We'll be in the same suite for 20 minutes maximum. Your virtue is safe. My virtue is none of your business. Yet? The word is barely a whisper, and I'm not even sure I heard it correctly, but my entire body reacts like he shouted it. The clerk is typing frantically, pretending not to listen to our argument. Suite 2408, elevators to your left. Is there anything else? Send up towels, Kai says, and a first aid kit. He's already walking toward the elevators, and I'm following him again because apparently I've completely abandoned my survival instincts. The elevator doors close. We're alone in a mirrored box, and I can see us reflected infinitely. Me, small and soaked and shivering. Him, dark and controlled and watching me with an intensity that should be illegal. You're still here, he observes. I'm regretting it actively. That's honest. Why wouldn't I be honest? The elevator climbs. His reflection smiles at my reflection. Most people lie to me constantly. What do they lie about? Everything, who they are, what they want, whether they're afraid. I turn to face him directly instead of his reflection. Are you someone people should be afraid of? He doesn't answer immediately. The elevator dings. Floor 12, 15, 18. Yes, he finally says. I am. Thank you for the honesty. You asked for it. I did. The elevator dings again. 22, 23. Why did you really ask me to do this? You could have asked Martha, or the doorman, or literally anyone else. I couldn't. Why not? The elevator stops. 24th floor. The doors slide open to a hushed hallway with carpet so thick it swallows sound. Kai steps out but stops, turning back to me. He's backlit by the hallway's soft lighting, and his expression is unreadable. Because, he says quietly, the moment I saw you in that car, I knew 3 things. 1, you're intelligent. 2, you're brave, too brave for your own good. And 3, he pauses, you're going to be a problem for me. A problem? The kind I can't solve with money or violence. My heart is pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. What kind of problem is that? He holds out his hand, an invitation, a choice. Come with me, he says, and I'll show you. I should walk back into that elevator, press the button for the lobby, call someone, my roommate, my brother, literally anyone who would tell me that going into a hotel room with a man whose last name I don't know is a spectacularly bad idea. Instead, I take his hand. His fingers close around mine, warm and certain, and he leads me down the hall to room 2408. The door closes behind us with a soft, final click. The suite is excessive, floor-to-ceiling windows showing the storm raging over the city, a king bed with what looks like 1,000 pillows, a sitting area with a couch that probably costs more than my car. I'm tracking water all over the pristine carpet. Bathroom's there, Kai says, pointing. Take a hot shower. There should be robes. You're very familiar with hotel rooms. I travel frequently. For business. Yes. The kind of business that involves bloody knuckles. Sometimes. He's moved to the windows, phone to his ear, speaking in what sounds like Italian. His voice is different in Italian, more fluid, more dangerous. I catch words here and there. Problema. Domani. Non mi interessa. I don't speak Italian, but I understand tone. He's giving orders, not requests. I flee to the bathroom before I can think about that too hard. The shower is the kind with 6 different nozzles and water pressure that could strip paint. I stand under it until I stop shivering, until my brain reboots enough to process what I'm doing. I'm in a hotel room with a stranger, a dangerous stranger who smells like gunpowder and gives orders in Italian and looks at me like I'm something he wants to devour. And I'm still here. I should be terrified. I am terrified. But underneath the terror is something else. Curiosity, maybe, or excitement, or the kind of reckless attraction that makes people do stupid things in romance novels. I am not a romance novel heroine. I'm practical. I choose the sensible option. I once dated an accountant for 2 years because he had good credit and a 401k. This is not sensible. I turn off the water. The robe is thick, white, monogrammed with the hotel logo. It swallows me whole. I look at my soaked scrubs, consider putting them back on, and decide that's a form of self-punishment even I won't inflict. When I emerge, Kai is on the phone again, this time in English, but his tone makes me freeze. I don't care what his excuse is. He had one job. His voice is cold, completely devoid of the warmth he'd shown me. Make an example. Public. I want everyone to understand what happens when they... He sees me and goes silent. Handle it, he says into the phone, and ends the call. We stare at each other across the suite. That sounded ominous, I manage. Business? The bloody knuckles kind? Yes. At least he's honest. I walk to the couch and sit, tucking the robe around my legs. So, partial truth time. What's really going on? He studies me for a long moment, then moves to the minibar. Drink? It's not even 7 p.m. It's been a long day. He pours 2 glasses of something amber. Whiskey, probably. The expensive kind that tastes like smoke and bad decisions. He hands me one and sits in the chair across from me, maintaining distance. I run a family business, he says. Import-export. That's impressively vague. It's meant to be. I sip the whiskey. It burns perfectly. Let me guess. You import things customs doesn't approve of. You export things that shouldn't leave the country. And occasionally you have disagreements with competitors that end with bloody knuckles. His expression doesn't change, but something sparks in his eyes. Approval, maybe. You watch a lot of crime dramas? I have Netflix and chronic insomnia. I take another sip. So you're what? Mafia? Cartel? Generic organized crime? Does it matter? To my survival odds? Probably. He laughs then, actually laughs, and it transforms his face again. He's beautiful when he smiles, devastating when he laughs. It's completely unfair. Your survival odds are excellent, he says. I told you, I won't hurt you. But you hurt other people. Yes? Frequently. When necessary. And tonight was necessary? His smile fades. Tonight someone made a mistake. I corrected it. With your fists. With restraint. He leans forward, elbows on his knees. If I hadn't used restraint, I wouldn't have bloody knuckles. I'd have a body to dispose of. I should be horrified. I am horrified. But there's something almost considerate in the way he said it. Like violence is a scale, and he deliberately chose the lower end. Why are you telling me this? I ask. You could have lied, made something up. You asked for truth. Partial truth. This is partial. His eyes are locked on mine. The full truth would send you running. Maybe I want to run. Then run. He doesn't move. Door's right there. I'll call you a car. Charge it to my account. You'll be home in an hour. It's the same test from before? The same challenge? I don't move. Why aren't you running? He asks quietly. I don't know, I admit. I should be. Everything about this situation is screaming danger, but, I gesture helplessly. You're honest. In a weird way, you're more honest than most men I've dated. You tell me you're dangerous. You tell me I should leave. You're not pretending to be something you're not. And that's appealing? It's refreshing. I finish the whiskey. It's made me warm, or maybe that's just his attention. The last guy I dated told me he was a consultant. Took me 3 months to figure out he was married. What did you do? Sent his wife flowers and an apology note. Then I sent him a bag of gummy dicks with a note that said, "Eat the entire bag." He laughs again, and this time it's full and genuine. Remind me never to cross you. You'd survive. I'm non-violent. The most dangerous people usually are. There's a knock at the door. Kai rises smoothly, checks the peephole, then opens it to reveal a bellhop with towels and a first aid kit. Money changes hands. The door closes. Come here, Kai says, settling back in the chair with the first aid kit. Why? Your hands. You've been clenching them since the elevator, nails digging in. You're bleeding. I look down. He's right. My palms have small crescents of blood where my nails broke skin. I hadn't even noticed. I'm fine. Emma. The way he says my name stops me. Come here. It's not a request, but it's not quite a command either. It's something in between. An invitation with weight behind it. I cross to him. He takes my hand, turning it palm up in his larger one. His touch is careful, clinical even. He cleans the small wounds with antiseptic, his movements precise. You're good at this, I observe. Practice. Do you hurt your hands often? Sometimes. He's focused on my palm, not looking at me. Other times I'm fixing damage. To people you care about? To people who belong to me. The possessiveness in that statement should bother me. It doesn't. He finishes with my left hand, starts on my right. His thumb brushes across my palm, and it's not clinical anymore. It's something else. Tell me about your day, he says suddenly. The question is so normal, so domestic, that I laugh. You want to hear about my day? Yes. Why? Because I want to know you. He looks up, and his eyes are intense again. And we have... He checks his watch. 30 minutes before I have to meet my associate. Tell me about your day, Emma. So I do. I tell him about Mrs. Patterson's bulldog's emergency C-section, about how I held each puppy as they came out, making sure they were breathing, about how Mrs. Patterson cried when all 7 survived, about my coworker Miguel who's terrible at suturing but makes everyone laugh, about the office cat, Chairman Meow, who sits on paperwork and judges everyone. Kai listens like it's the most important story he's ever heard. When I finish, he's done bandaging my hands, but he hasn't let go. "You love your job," he says. "I do. You're good at it. How would you know? The way you talk about it, the way your whole face changes." His thumb is still moving across my palm. "You care about those animals, about the people who love them. It's a job where caring actually matters. Unlike mine." "I didn't say that." "You were thinking it?" "I was. Do you care about your job?" "I care about my family, my responsibilities, the people who depend on me." He finally releases my hand. "The work itself? It's necessary. Not always good, but necessary." That's a bleak worldview. It's an honest one. We're very close. The chair, the couch, there's maybe 2 feet between us, and I can see the exact moment his expression changes. Shudders. Locks down. "I need to make a call," he says, standing abruptly. "The meeting's in 15 minutes. "Okay. You should get dressed." I look down at the robe. "In what? My soaked scrubs?" He's already moving to the phone. 3 minutes of rapid Italian later, he hangs up. "Someone's bringing clothes. Your size." "How do you know my size?" I looked. The matter-of-fact way he says it should probably bother me. "You just have access to women's clothing in hotel rooms?" "I have access to many things, Emma." There's another knock. This time it's a woman in hotel uniform with a garment bag. More money changes hands. Inside the bag is a dress, simple black, probably designer, definitely expensive. It fits perfectly. I stare at myself in the bathroom mirror. The dress transforms me. I look older, sophisticated, like someone who belongs in this world of expensive hotels and dangerous men. I look like someone who could be with Kai. The thought makes my stomach flip. When I emerge, he's changed too. Different shirt, also black, also expensive. No blood anywhere. He's cleaned his knuckles and put on his signet ring again. He sees me and goes very still. "What?" I ask, suddenly self-conscious. "Nothing." But his voice has gone rough. "You look like myself in an expensive dress?" "Dangerous." I laugh. "I'm not dangerous." "No," he agrees. "You're something worse." "What's that?" He crosses to me, and suddenly there's no space between us at all. He's close enough that I can see the exact color of his eyes, not just brown, but layered. Amber near the pupil, gold at the edges. "You're distracting," he says quietly. My breath catches. "Is that bad?" "Very." But he doesn't move away. Neither do I. "The meeting," I manage. "Yes." He still doesn't move. "Emma, don't." "Don't what?" "Don't say something that's going to make this more complicated than it already is." His mouth curves. Too late. Then he steps back, and the spell breaks. He's all business again, checking his phone, adjusting his cuffs, transforming into whoever he needs to be for this meeting. "Ground rules," he says. "You're my girlfriend. We've been together for 6 months. You're a veterinary nurse, no reason to lie about that. If anyone asks uncomfortable questions, you redirect. Can you do that?" I've had Thanksgiving with my family. I'm excellent at redirecting uncomfortable questions. That earns me another smile. "Good. One more thing." "What?" "Stay close to me. Don't wander. Don't accept drinks from anyone but me. And if anything feels wrong, anything at all, you tell me immediately." The seriousness in his tone makes my skin prickle. "You're expecting trouble?" "I'm always expecting trouble." He offers his hand. "Ready?" "No. Absolutely not. This is insane." I take his hand anyway. The restaurant is all intimate lighting and quiet wealth. The kind of place where entrees don't have prices on the menu because if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Kai leads me to a corner booth where a man is already waiting. The man is older, maybe 60, with silver hair and the kind of face that's seen things. His suit probably costs more than my car. He's not alone. 2 younger men flank him, trying to look casual and failing. Bodyguards. "Kai," the older man says, standing. His accent is thick, Russian, I think. "You're late." "Traffic?" Kai's hand on my back is firm, possessive. "This is Emma, Victor." Victor's eyes sweep over me, assessing. I paste on my brightest smile, the one I use for nervous dog owners, and offer my hand. "Pleasure," I say. He takes my hand, brings it to his lips. It's old-fashioned, performative. The pleasure is mine. Kai didn't mention he was bringing a guest. "Last-minute decision," Kai says smoothly. We slide into the booth, and somehow I'm tucked against Kai's side, his arm draped along the back of the seat behind me. Emma's been patient with my work schedule, thought she deserved a nice dinner. "How long have you two—" Victor trails off meaningfully. 6 months, I say, right on cue. Though sometimes it feels longer. He's very intense. Kai's fingers brush my shoulder. Warning or approval, I can't tell. "Intense is one word for it," Victor says, his eyes on Kai. "Shall we order before discussing business? I'm sure your lovely companion doesn't want to hear about boring import schedules." Import schedules. Right, that's what we're calling it. A waiter appears. Kai orders for both of us without asking. Normally this would annoy me, but I have no idea what half the menu items are, and also I'm too busy trying not to panic. Because I'm starting to understand what I've walked into. The bodyguards. The way Victor talks. The tension under the polite conversation. This isn't a business meeting. This is a negotiation between 2 people who don't entirely trust each other. And I'm the prop that makes Kai look stable, non-threatening, human camouflage. "So, Emma," Victor says once the waiter leaves. "What do you do?" "I'm a veterinary nurse." "Ah, you take care of animals. That's kind." He sips his wine. "Do you have pets?" "A cat, Mr. Darcy." Pride and Prejudice fan? Actually, he's named after the physicist. But everyone assumes the book, so I let them. Victor laughs, genuinely pleased. "Intelligent and beautiful. Kai, where did you find her?" "Uber," Kai says. Victor blinks. "What?" "We met in an Uber," I explain, because the truth is absurd enough to be believable. "Shared ride during the storm. Serendipity." "Or fate," Victor says, but he's looking at Kai with new calculation. The food arrives. It's exquisite, some kind of fish with sauce I can't identify. I eat mechanically, aware that every move is being watched. The conversation shifts. Victor starts talking about shipments, schedules, territories. He doesn't use explicit language, but I understand enough. This is about control, about who operates where, about power. Kai negotiates like he's playing chess. Calm, strategic, always 3 moves ahead. He makes concessions that sound generous until you realize they cost him nothing. He makes demands that sound reasonable until you understand they're absolute. I watch him work and realize I'm seeing him in his element. This is who he is, not the man who bandaged my hands, not the man who listened to my stories about bulldogs. This is the man people fear. I should be terrified. Instead, I'm fascinated. "You're quiet, Emma," Victor observes. "Are we boring you?" "Not at all. I'm just thinking." About? About how similar this is to managing a veterinary practice, actually. Scheduling, territory. We have territory disputes with other clinics over service areas. Resource allocation. Kai's arm tightens fractionally behind me. Victor leans forward. "Is that so?" "Sure. Last month, Northside Animal Hospital tried to poach 3 of our clients by offering cheaper dental cleanings. We had to respond strategically. Couldn't start a price war. That hurts everyone long term. So we focused on relationship building, personal touches, making sure our clients felt valued, not just processed." "And did it work?" Victor asks. "We kept all 3 clients and gained 2 of theirs." I smile sweetly. Turns out people appreciate quality and loyalty over cheap deals. Silence. Then Victor laughs, really laughs, slapping the table. I like her, Kai. She's smart. Yes, Kai says quietly. She is. The meeting winds down. Agreements are made, still in coded language, but I can follow the thread. Territory lines are drawn, schedules are set. Everyone leaves happy, or at least no one leaves bleeding. Victor stands, his bodyguards flanking him immediately. Kai, always a pleasure doing business with you, and Emma. He takes my hand again. If you ever tire of this one, I know several nice Russian boys who would treat you like a queen. I'll keep that in mind, I say, because what else can I say? When they're gone, Kai doesn't move. We're alone in the booth, and the tension that's been coiled in him throughout the meal is still there. That was, I start, dangerous. His voice is tight. That was dangerous, Emma. What you did. What did I do? You engaged with him, showed him you're intelligent, made yourself memorable. I thought that was the point, to make you look stable. Stable, yes, but not. He drags a hand through his hair, the first uncontrolled gesture I've seen from him. You're not supposed to be interesting. You're supposed to be decoration. Forgettable. Sorry I overperformed? Don't apologize. He's looking at me with that intensity again. Victor is going to remember you now. He's going to ask about you, want to know more about you. So? So you've just painted a target on yourself. The words land like ice water. What? In my world, anything that matters to me becomes leverage. Victor saw how I looked at you. He saw... Kai cuts himself off. Saw what? That you're not just a date. His jaw is tight. That you're something more. My heart is racing. I'm not... We just met. I know. He stands abruptly. Come on, I'm getting you home. Kai... Now, Emma. There's something almost frantic in his tone, like he's realized he's made a mistake and he's trying to fix it before it's too late. We leave the restaurant. The storm has lessened to steady rain. Kai has his phone out, making calls in rapid Italian again. A car pulls up. Black SUV, tinted windows. Not an Uber. Get in, Kai says. Is this safe? Safer than anything else tonight. The driver doesn't speak. Doesn't even look at us. Kai gives him my address, which I definitely didn't tell him, and we pull into traffic. How do you know where I live? I ask. Your driver's license. When you were getting hand sanitizer from your purse, I saw it. That's invasive. Yes. He's staring out the window. Add it to the list of reasons you should forget you ever met me. That's a long list. It's going to get longer. We drive in silence. The city passes by in blurs of light and rain. I should demand he let me out. I should be angry about the invasion of privacy, about being used as a prop, about being told I'm now in danger because I helped him. Instead, I'm cataloging details, the way his jaw is still tight, the way his hands are clenched, the way he's deliberately not looking at me. You're upset, I observe. I'm calculating. Calculating what? How to keep you safe. I didn't ask you to do that. I don't care. The possessiveness in those 3 words makes my stomach flip. Kai, when we get to your apartment, you're going to go inside. Lock your door. Don't answer it for anyone you don't know. Tomorrow, you're going to go to work like normal, but you're going to be aware. Notice if anyone's following you. Notice if anything feels off. You're scaring me. Good. You should be scared. He finally looks at me. This is what my world is, Emma. Tonight was mild, pleasant even, but that's not always true. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes people get hurt. And you think I'll get hurt? I think I've put you at risk by being selfish. I should have let you walk away at the hotel. I should have... He stops. The car pulls up to my building. Small, brick, definitely not expensive. The contrast to Kai's world is stark. This is me? I say unnecessarily. I know. I should get out. This is where the story ends. Weird night, dangerous encounter, narrow escape. I'll tell this story at parties and people will shake their heads at my recklessness. But I don't move. What if I don't want to forget I met you? I ask quietly. His expression does something complicated. Then you're more reckless than I thought. Maybe. I turn to face him fully. Or maybe I'm just tired of Sensible. Sensible got me an accountant boyfriend who was secretly married. Sensible got me a life that's safe and boring and predictable. Boring and predictable keeps you alive. But is that living? Emma. My name sounds like a warning or a plea. You don't know what you're saying, don't I? I reach out, touch his hand. His knuckles are still split under the bandages. You said I was going to be a problem for you, the kind you couldn't solve with money or violence. You are. What if you're the same kind of problem for me? His hand turns, catches mine. Then we're both in trouble. I can handle trouble. Not this kind. How do you know? Because this kind of trouble ends with you in my world, permanently, and once you're in, Emma, there's no getting out. I won't let you out. The possessiveness should terrify me. It doesn't. Show me, I hear myself say. What? You said you'd show me what kind of problem I was. Show me. For a moment, he doesn't move. Then he leans in, slowly enough that I could stop him, and presses his forehead against mine. You're the kind of problem, he says quietly, that makes me want to burn down my world just to keep you safe in it. The kind that makes me want to break every rule I've ever set for myself. The kind... His hand comes up, cups my face. The kind that I'll kill to protect. My breath has stopped entirely. I didn't ask for that, I whisper. You didn't have to. From the moment I saw you in that Uber, soaked and shivering and too brave for your own good, I knew. His thumb brushes my cheekbone. You're mine now, Emma. Even if you walk away, even if you never see me again, some part of you will always be mine. That's insane. Yes. You can't just claim people. I can. I do. His eyes are burning. And I'm claiming you. I'm not yours. Not yet, he agrees. But you will be. Then he releases me, and the absence of his touch is physically painful. Go inside, he says. Lock your door. What if I don't want to? Then I'll walk you up, and I'll stay. And by morning, you won't have any doubts about whose you are. It's a threat and a promise, and the most intense thing anyone's ever said to me. I should go inside. This is the moment, the choice. How will I reach you? I ask instead. Something triumphant flashes in his eyes. He pulls out his phone, takes mine from my hand, and programs his number in. Use this number only if it's an emergency, he says, or if you've decided to stop running. I'm not running. You're about to. He's right. I can feel it in the way my heart is racing, the way my hands are shaking. Fight or flight, and flight is winning. I open the car door. The rain hits my face, cold and clarifying. Emma, he says. I look back. Next time I see you, he says quietly, I won't let you go. It sounds like a promise, or a threat, or both. I run inside. 3 days. That's how long it takes for my world to change completely. Day 1. I go to work. Everything's normal. Miguel makes terrible jokes. Chairman Meow judges everyone. I perform a routine spay on a golden retriever and pretend I don't check my phone every 5 minutes. Day 2. Flowers arrive at the clinic. Black roses, dozens of them. No card. But I know who they're from. The other nurses gossip. I say they're from an ex. It's not entirely a lie. Day 3. I'm walking to my car after closing when I notice the man. He's across the street. Leather jacket, casual stance. But his attention is on me. When I look directly at him, he doesn't look away. He smiles. My blood turns to ice. I get in my car, lock the doors, and drive. He doesn't follow, doesn't need to. The message was clear. I'm being watched. I make it 2 blocks before I pull over and dial the number Kai programmed into my phone. He answers on the first ring. Emma. Not a question, like he's been waiting for this call. There's a man, I say. My voice is steadier than I feel. Watching me. Where are you? I tell him. Stay in your car. Doors locked. I'm sending someone. Kai, 5 minutes. Can you do that? Yes. Good. Emma? What? This is just the beginning. He hangs up. I sit in my car, watching the rearview mirror, and realize I've crossed a threshold. There's no going back now. Whatever this is, whatever Kai has pulled me into, it's mine now. 4 minutes later, a black SUV pulls up beside me. The window rolls down. It's not Kai, it's Victor. "Get in, Moya Malaya," he says. His smile is pleasant. His eyes are not. "We need to talk about your boyfriend." My phone buzzes. A text from Kai. "Don't." I look at Victor, at my phone, at the empty street. "I don't think so," I say. Victor's smile widens. That wasn't a request. His bodyguard opens my car door from the outside. I didn't even hear him approach. "Kai will kill you," I say. "Eventually," Victor agrees, "but first, he'll give me what I want, because you, my dear, have become very valuable." The bodyguard reaches for me. My phone rings. Kai's number. Victor's expression darkens. "Don't answer," I answer. "Emma," Kai's voice is deadly calm. "Put me on speaker." I do. "Victor," Kai says, "step away from her, now." "Or what?" Victor sounds amused. "You'll start a war over a girl you met 3 days ago?" "Yes." One word. Absolute certainty. Silence. Then Victor laughs. "You're serious. Kai Volkov is actually serious about a woman. Last chance, Victor. Step away." I can hear it in Kai's voice, the barely controlled violence, the promise of something terrible if Victor doesn't comply. Victor's still smiling, but his eyes have changed. This isn't over. "Yes," Kai says. "It is. She's mine. Touching her means death. Threatening her means death. Thinking about her too long means death. Are we clear?" "Crystal." Victor steps back. His bodyguard closes my car door. "But Kai, you've just shown everyone your weakness. They'll all come for her now." "Let them try." Victor's SUV pulls away. I'm shaking so hard I can barely hold the phone. "Emma," Kai's voice is gentler now. "Look behind you." I do. Another black SUV has materialized. This one I recognize, the same one from 3 nights ago. "Dmitri is going to follow you home," Kai says. "Don't argue. When you get to your apartment, pack a bag. Essentials only. You have 20 minutes. "Pack a bag? Why?" "Because you're not staying there anymore." "You can't just—" "I can. I am. 20 minutes, Emma. Then you're coming to me. And if I refuse? Then I'll have Dmitri carry you out. Your choice. Willing or not, you're not staying in an apartment with a window lock that can be broken with a credit card and a door that opens inward." "How do you know about my locks?" "Because I pay attention." His voice softens slightly. 20 minutes? Please, Emma. Let me keep you safe." It's the please that does it. "Fine," I say. 20 minutes. "Good. I'll see you soon." He hangs up. I drive home with Dmitri following. My hands are steady now. My mind is working through logistics. What to pack, what to tell my roommate, how to explain this to anyone I can't explain this. There's no explanation that makes sense. I met a man in an Uber 4 days ago. Now I'm moving into his protection. And the terrifying part? I'm not even hesitating. Kai's penthouse is everything I expected and nothing I prepared for. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, minimalist furniture that probably costs more than my annual salary, art on the walls that might be actual museum pieces, and Kai standing in the center of it all, wearing black slacks and a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. His hair is slightly mussed, like he's been running his hands through it. He looks at me like I'm the only thing in the world that matters. "You came," he says. "You didn't give me a choice. I gave you a choice. You made it." Dmitri sets my bags down and disappears silently. We're alone. "This is insane," I tell him. "Yes. I have a job, a life, a cat." Dmitri already picked up Mr. Darcy. He's in the guest room. Kai moves toward me slowly. "Your job. I've arranged protection at the clinic. Discreet. You'll barely notice them." "You've thought of everything." "I've thought of nothing but you for 4 days." My breath catches. He's close enough to touch now. Close enough that I can see the exhaustion around his eyes, the tension in his jaw. "You were afraid," I realize. When Victor took me, you were afraid. Terrified, he admits. And I'm never afraid, Emma, not of bullets or knives or rival families. But the thought of someone hurting you. His hand comes up, cups my face. I would have burned this entire city down to get you back. That's extreme. That's what you are to me. Extreme, excessive, obsessive. His thumb brushes my lower lip. I told you that you were going to be a problem. I didn't tell you that you'd be my undoing. Kai, I'm not a good man, Emma. The things I've done, the things I'll do, you should run from me, you should hate me, you should… I kiss him. It's not calculated, not strategic. I need to. Need to stop his words, need to stop thinking, need to feel something real and solid and true. He goes rigid with surprise, then makes a sound low in his throat and takes control of the kiss. His hands are in my hair, on my back, pulling me flush against him. He kisses like he does everything else, with absolute certainty and devastating skill. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. That was a terrible idea, I manage. The worst, he agrees. I'm going to regret this. Probably. You're going to consume my entire life. Yes. His eyes are burning. And you're going to let me. He's right. I am. Because somewhere between an Uber ride and a hotel room and a dinner that turned into a threat, I've stopped being sensible Emma who dates accountants and lives a predictable life. I've become the kind of woman who falls for dangerous men, who kisses mafia bosses in penthouses, who chooses the fire over the safety. What happens now? I ask. Kai's smile is slow, predatory, utterly possessive. Now, he says, I show you exactly what it means to be mine. 1 week later, I'm learning that Kai's version of protection is both excessive and surprisingly thoughtful. There are guards, always, but they're discreet. I barely notice them until I need something, and then they materialize with whatever I asked for before I've finished asking. My apartment has been sublet, with my permission, though Kai had the paperwork ready before I agreed. My belongings are slowly migrating to the penthouse. Mr. Darcy has claimed the guest room and Kai's favorite chair with equal authority. Work continues normally, except now I arrive in a bulletproof car and leave with an escort. Miguel thinks I'm dating a CEO. I don't correct him. Kai is attentive. Not suffocating, like I feared, but present. He has coffee ready when I wake up. He asks about my day. He listens when I rant about difficult pet owners or complicated surgeries. And at night, he holds me like I might disappear. We haven't slept together, not in that way, but we share a bed, and sometimes in the dark, he tells me things about his family, his obligations, the empire he inherited at 23 when his father was killed. He tells me about the violence he's seen, the violence he's done. He tells me he doesn't regret any of it except the parts that might make me leave. I tell him I'm not leaving. I tell him about my family, my brother who's a teacher, my parents who would lose their minds if they knew what I was doing, my ex-boyfriends and their mediocrity. I tell him I've never felt as alive as I do when I'm with him. He kisses me like I've given him something precious, but there's tension building. I can feel it. Because Victor was right. Everyone knows about me now. Kai's weakness, his soft spot, and their testing. The first test comes on a Tuesday. I'm at the clinic finishing up a dental cleaning on a neurotic poodle when the front desk calls back. Emma, there's someone here to see you. Says it's personal. I finish with the poodle, wash up, and head to the lobby. A woman is waiting, mid-30s, gorgeous, expensively dressed. She smiles when she sees me, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Emma, I'm Katerina. I'm an old friend of Kai's. Something in her tone sets off alarms. Nice to meet you, I say carefully. I just wanted to introduce myself, since you're living with Kai now. Her smile sharpens. How is he, by the way? Still so intense? He's fine. I'm sure he is. He was always fine, except when he wasn't. She laughs lightly. But you'll learn that. The violence, the mood swings, the way he gets when people disobey him. I keep my face neutral. If you have something to say, I'm just trying to warn you, woman to woman. Kai is consuming. He takes and takes until there's nothing left of you, until you're just an extension of him. Her eyes are pitying now. I used to be where you are. I thought I was special too, but then I learned Kai doesn't love people, he owns them. Thanks for the concern, I say flatly, but I can handle myself. Can you? She steps closer. Did he tell you about the last girl? The one before me? I'm not interested in... She tried to leave. They found her body 3 months later. Katerina's voice is soft. Officially, it was a car accident, but everyone knows the truth. When you're Kai's, you don't leave. Ever. Ice floods my veins. I think you should go, I manage. I'm trying to help you, Emma. Before it's too late. Before you're so deep in his world that there's no way out. She presses a card into my hand. When you're ready to run, and you will be, call this number. I know people who can help, who can make you disappear. Then she's gone, leaving me standing in the lobby with a business card and growing dread. That night, I ask Kai about her. We're in the kitchen. He's cooking. Something Italian that smells amazing, and I'm sitting on the counter watching him. Did you know a woman named Katerina? I ask, his hands still on the knife. Yes. She came to see me today. What did she say? I tell him. All of it. The warnings, the implications, the story about the dead girl. When I finish, Kai has gone completely still. His face is expressionless, but his knuckles are white on the knife handle. The girl, Sophia, she didn't die because she tried to leave me, he says quietly. She died because she made a deal with one of my enemies, traded information about my family's operations for money. When they'd gotten everything they needed, they killed her to tie up loose ends. Oh. I didn't kill her, Emma, but I didn't save her either. I knew what she was doing and I let it play out. He sets the knife down. So Katerina's not wrong. Being with me is dangerous. People have died. People will die. And Katerina? We were together briefly, 2 years ago. She wanted more than I could give. When she realized I'd never love her the way she wanted, she left. I let her go. He finally looks at me. She's bitter. And she's trying to scare you away. Is it working? You tell me. I think about it. Really think about it. The warnings, the danger, the implications of this life. Then I think about how Kai bandaged my hands, how he listened to my stories, how he holds me at night like I'm precious. No, I say, it's not working. Something in his expression cracks. Why not? Because I'm choosing this with open eyes. You've never lied to me about who you are. You've never pretended to be safe. I slide off the counter, move to him. And because I think I might be falling for you. He inhales sharply. Emma, I know it's fast. I know it's insane, but it's true. He pulls me against him, and his heart is racing under my hand. You can't fall for me, he says into my hair. You can't. Too late. I'll ruin you. Maybe I want to be ruined. He pulls back, cups my face in both hands. If you stay, if you really stay, I'll never let you go. Never. You understand that? I understand. I'll be possessive, obsessive. I'll eliminate any threat to you without hesitation. I know. And I'll love you so completely that you'll never doubt who you belong to. My breath catches. Is that a promise? It's a fact. His eyes are burning. I'm already in love with you, Emma. Have been since that first night. Since you sat in that car and asked me why I had blood on my hands instead of running. That's impossible. You can't fall in love in one night. I can. I did. You want to know why? He's smiling now, and it's beautiful and terrifying. Because you saw the monster and stayed anyway, because you're brave and smart and so fundamentally good that you make me want to be better, because in a life full of violence and blood and darkness, you're the first pure thing I've ever wanted to keep. I'm crying. When did I start crying? I love you, he says again, and I'm keeping you, forever, no matter what. Promise? I whisper. I swear it. He kisses me, gentle and claiming all at once. You're mine, Emma. for the rest of our lives. Later, when we're lying in bed and the city glitters outside the windows, I think about how my life has completely transformed. 4 weeks ago, I was taking an Uber home during a storm. Now I'm in love with a Mafia boss who's promised me forever. It should terrify me. It doesn't. Because somewhere between the danger and the darkness and the absolutely insane decisions I've made, I've found something I never expected. I've found home. And if home comes with bodyguards and blood and a man who'd burn the world down to keep me safe, then I'll take it. Emma? Kai's voice is drowsy in the dark. Yeah? I need to tell you something. My heart clenches. What? My family wants to meet you. I prop myself up on my elbow. Your family. He pulls me back down against him. Mother, 3 sisters, 4 brothers, approximately 17 cousins. They're intense. More intense than you? Much. When? Sunday. Family dinner. He sounds almost nervous. They're going to interrogate you, judge you, decide if you're worthy. And if they decide I'm not, then they can fuck off because you're mine regardless. But there's tension in his voice. But I'd prefer they accept you. It'll make things easier. No pressure or anything. He laughs. You'll be fine. You handled Victor. My family will be easy compared to that. I'm not convinced, but I don't argue. Instead, I curl closer and let the steady rhythm of his heartbeat lull me toward sleep. Kai? Thank you for the storm? He's quiet for a moment. Then he kisses the top of my head. Best Uber ride of my life, he murmurs. I fall asleep smiling, wrapped in the arms of a dangerous man, and I don't regret a single moment. This is just the beginning of Emma and Kai's story, because in Kai's world, love is a war, and he always wins.